Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cleveland City Schools Board of Education. It is 5:52, and this meeting will now come to order. First on the agenda, we're going to have a moment of silence and Pledge of Allegiance.
Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Wheeler. Do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Thank you very much. All right, I'd like to welcome Ms. Lynn Voles, Executive Director for BCPEF, and all of our guests today. I want to mention a couple things to you before we get started on our agenda. The Cleveland City School Board of Education is committed to providing a high-quality education to all students and to working collaboratively with the community to achieve this goal. As chairman for the Cleveland City Schools Board of Education, I'm committed to running an orderly meeting, an efficient meeting, and treating everyone with respect. Board members will be provided equal voice for all matters and should communicate through the director of schools addressing his staff. Here are a couple of reminders for parents and community. Board of Education policies can be found on the clevelandschools.org website. When there, click District, Board of Directors, and select Board Policies. Our meetings are not public forums. However, the board has made accommodations for a city resident, a Cleveland City Schools employee, or parent guardian of a Cleveland City Schools student to address the board via a couple of ways. School Board Policy 1.404 outlines those, which are appearing before the board via a pre-meeting request or addressing the board via an on-agenda item via the same-day request. Board members, we'll move to the next agenda item, and this is the consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that you would like to be removed for discussion? All right, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I so moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call the vote, please.
Who made the second?
Ms. Ingram.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matthew Coleman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to the regular agenda, and we'll turn it over to you, Dr. Elliott, for Director's Update.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tucker, and welcome to everybody. We have just a few updates from my perspective tonight, and I'll share those highlights from last month and what's coming ahead. So this past month, we had a exciting month in August as we welcomed everybody back to school. We had a joint school board meeting with Bradley County Schools as we joined together over at the BCPF offices right after our first board meeting the next night on August 5th. We had a team of administrators in Cleveland City Schools. I appreciate them attending our community leader cast that the Chamber of Commerce sponsored, and that was a great event to be a part of. We also had the opportunity this past month to host the Chamber of Commerce Coffee, and we hosted that right here in our lobby, and it was well attended. And thank you to all our students and staff members who helped serve and welcome those guests from all around our community there. And I have a few pictures at the end of this presentation to show you guys that. Had opportunity this month to also attend a couple of meet and greets over at the Chamber of Commerce. First of all, with the Lee University president, Dr. Cook, and then last week had an opportunity to meet with UTC Chancellor Dr. Bruce, and that was a phenomenal time just to get to know them, and looking forward to that partnership between our school system and post-secondary world in our communities. August 22nd, on that same day, had the opportunity to go to Nashville, and we'll be recognizing Laura Steele-Trotter here in just a few minutes for the Novice Teacher of the Year award. She was recognized and honored, and we'll be talking more about that in just a few minutes. CHS Aviation and Welding crew, they were welcomed and recognized over at the City Council last Monday for receiving grants for our school system, and Mr. Garrett, Mr. Ritchie were honored, and that was a fantastic time there. We had our first Blue on the Green, where we invite our staff and families out to come together, and they came out at Red Clay on that evening. It was a little cooler than we might have anticipated when we were gathering at the pool there, but we had a good time for those who were able to come that evening. August the 26th led us to our Breakfast with the Board, Facilities Committee meeting, and other events. And then I did want to appreciate the leadership from our administrative team. Leading out, Dr. Lang and Dr. Barnes presented to a state PD training online about AI in schools and from a district perspective and as a school perspective. And then we also had others on there sharing even from a classroom perspective. So I appreciate their leadership in that. Upcoming events, we're here tonight for our board meeting. We have a Lead Fellows retreat, BCPEF Lead Fellows. We have a new cohort coming together with a few teachers from the Bradley County school system, and they will be traveling up to Maryville next week for a retreat and kick things off with their program for the year. We're looking forward to that partnership. We have a mini retreat scheduled for next Thursday, the 11th, followed by TSBA meeting over at Tyner at 4:30 on that afternoon. I'll be away at a TOS annual superintendent's conference right after that, September 14th through 17th. And we have our Breakfast with the Board at Blythe Bower next month. Looking forward to that. And staff development coming up right after fall break. So that's what's coming ahead. And just wanted to do a shout out for our Champions of the Month. We have started that back, and this is our first month to recognize for the new school year. And Josiah Brown, we had the opportunity, Dr. Stone and I, to go over and recognize Josiah in fifth grade class today. It was great. I think he was surprised and didn't have a lot to say, but we were able to get a good picture with Josiah, so that was great. And then a champion staff member, AC English, right there in the front office, welcoming. She in the front office, the administrative assistant wears a lot of hats, helping with the nurse, bookkeeping, a lot of activities going on, talking to families, and so it was a great opportunity to recognize AC earlier today. These are just a few of the highlights from the first month back to school time at the high school and the middle school. The spirit of the school season and the football season is always exciting, and we were able to honor that. We did have a student. We have several students in aviation having the opportunity to do flyovers and experience that at the jetport. And so one of our students sent a picture to me of their flyover of Cleveland High School. And I thought that was a really cool picture to see. And last week we had the opportunity to receive from Cleveland Ford, Crazy Craig, as they call him, donated 400 backpacks to Cleveland City Schools for our students to come as we identify students who would need those with supplies, and we just want to say thank you to Cleveland Ford. Over at the elementary world, a lot going on there, a lot of fun activities and welcome back activities from up in the top corner where Arnold was doing some tea parties and activities around the literary studies that they're doing. We have STEM in the left corner activities over at Stewart. There's a picture of us in Nashville with Ms. Stilltrotter. Candies Creek was doing a parent university, welcoming some parents and activities even this evening. Ross was our Breakfast with the Board last week, was a great opportunity working with their leadership group. Mayfield did a lot of fun fairy tale activities, again, with some of the literature that they're reading through Amplify. The book bus made its way to Yates this month, and also it made its way over to the Greenway for the stroll the Greenway and reading, so that was cool. And here are just a few pictures of our opportunity to host the Chamber at the Chamber Coffee in August. A good opportunity to meet a lot of different business partners and have a good time to talk with them and share it with them. So thank you for everybody that made that possible as well. One last thing, I wanted to give an update on our wireless communication device update. Last month, we issued the new policy that you guys voted on, and then implemented that through our schools, and specifically at the high school. We were just wondering how that was going to go, and so I just asked for some general feedback from different groups of individuals, and this is just a summary, but some of that initial information. Administrators reported that cell phone ban has transformed the school climate. For the positive atmosphere. The students are more engaged and respectful in that regard. And the general take with parents, their interaction with parents has been largely in favor, and being consistent with this has been critical. And I think by having the policy to back it up, us being consistent altogether has helped us out with that. Teachers, again, the consistency is so important with this, to implement that across the board, and the improvements in engagement in the classroom and the focus in the learning is really important. And for parents, again, the parents have shared, majority of the parents have shared, been very supportive of this. They appreciate the fairness and just again emphasize being consistent. And many parents have even actually refused, if they have had the student has had their phone confiscated, said, hey, just keep it for the duration of that procedural time, and then we'll let them have it back. Students have even acknowledged an initial hesitation, and I think we might be get a student perspective in a little bit also here, but now they are able to realize that it's given them opportunity to have those conversations, to develop stronger friendships, a greater focus. There's an example here of lunchroom time where the students are interacting, even playing a game of Uno while they're eating and interacting there. So that was a positive experience. I did want to share a little quantitative side of this. And we did have the first 4 weeks, reality is we did have some that we needed to confiscate for that period of time. And so you can see here, 9th grade was 6, 10th is 27, 11th grade 24, and 12th grade 14. You figure that up, that's 4% of the student body for the first month, getting used to this, but transitioning. But I will say hats off to the staff and for being consistent in enforcing this. And I'm proud of what's happening. And again, if you walk over there and just interact with the students, it's a good opportunity to be able to do that and see them walking in the halls, talking with them during the hall changes, at lunch, breakfast time. And then number one thing, as we mentioned, was instructional time. And being engaged during that instruction is so important. So thank you to the board, and thank you for the input that we have. We'll continue to stay on this and share updates throughout the year as how things are going. But I just wanted to share that during my update tonight. And that's my update.
Thank you, Dr. Ellett. Thank you, Dr. Ellett. I do want to advise you that there's an invite coming for one of the students to fly with them. So we'll see how that goes.
For me to
For
fly
you.
with? Okay, we'll see how that goes. I like that.
All right, board, are there any questions or comments you want to address with Director of Schools? All right, next on the agenda, we have a spotlight.
All right, the first spotlight is to recognize our new staff that are here this evening. It's always great to welcome our new employees, and Mr. Kaiser is going to come and recognize those individuals, and then after the recognition time, we will make sure we'll get a picture with all our new staff that are here this evening.
I would like to volunteer to take pictures of you before and after you take that flight. Not be part of the flight. So we have several new teachers that are with us today. These are our new certified staff. We're going to run through this pretty quickly, but new staff, if you are here, we'd ask that you come forward. We'll get you to stand in front of the board, and we'll take a quick picture and let you be on your way unless you have a burning passion to be part of the rest of the school board meeting. So joining us in speech-language pathology is Miss Margaret Frazier. Ashley Green is joining us in school psychology. Andy Overstreet is back again a second time with us. He is going to be doing some homebound teaching for us. Miss Ashton Pyburn is joining us as a school social worker. Amy Woody is a new speech language pathologist. We feel very fortunate to have snagged 2 speech language pathologists this past year. Those folks are hard to find. Joining us at Arnold Elementary School as a classroom teacher is Sharon Giles. Come on up, Sharon. You get to be first. You see, all those district people didn't roll in here, did they? Yeah. Joining us at Arnold Memorial Elementary School in ERC classroom is Miss Amy Norwood. Joining us at Arnold Memorial Elementary as a classroom teacher is Allison Reddy. Allison is also our first Grow Your Own teacher. She was a parapro previously. Blythe Bauer Elementary, joining us as a classroom teacher is Sarah Bethel. Also at Blythe Bauer Elementary, joining us as a classroom teacher is Katrina Earls. Joining us at Blythe Bauer Elementary as a classroom teacher is Natalie Fisher. Joining us at Blythe Bauer Elementary in special education is Diana Hughes. Also joining us at Blythe Bauer Elementary in special education is Alexandra Martin. Joining us at George R. Stewart is Miss Gracie Hickson. She is a classroom teacher. Joining us at George R. Stewart Elementary in the TAB classroom is Miss Denise Jenkins. Joining us at Stewart in pre-K is Miss Emma Lake. Also joining us at Stewart in art is Lydia Shattuck-Shiver. Joining us at Mayfield Elementary is Sonia Fowler. Also at Mayfield in music is Bryce Reddick. Also at Mayfield as a classroom teacher is Miss Carly Ung. At Yates Primary, Sarai, did I get it right? Sarai. I've been practicing all day. I knew I was going to get it wrong. See, I can't do that. Sarai Cruz in ESL. That's why I have to have Susan. Also joining us at Yates as a counselor is Miss Courtney Moats. Back again with us at Cleveland High School, teaching science, coaching football is Mr. David Barger. Also at Cleveland High School, coaching football and teaching history is Ben Braun. Cleveland High School, teaching math is Casey Bryson. Cleveland High School, teaching computer science and coaching tennis is Seth Cannon. Cleveland High School, I need to be in her class apparently. Teaching Spanish is Miss April DeBoard. Cleveland High School, teaching math is Ethan Gallagher. Cleveland High School, teaching computer science and coaching football is Clark Lockerbie. Looks a little like this next guy. Also at Cleveland High School, teaching history and coaching football is Ted Lockerbie. Joining us at Cleveland High School in special education is Tressa Manning. Also at Cleveland High School, teaching chemistry is Ann Ollick. Joining us at Cleveland High School, teaching PE and coaching boys basketball is Coach Howard Pride. Cleveland High School, teaching health science, Ms. Stephanie Reines. Joining us at Cleveland High School as a part-time counselor is Suzanne Smith. Back with us at Cleveland High School for round 2, teaching English is Miss Anna Spears. Also joining us at Cleveland High School in JROTC is Major Brian Tapp. Joining us at Cleveland High School in special education is Miss Tina Tillman. Cleveland Middle School, teaching, get to my spot, ELA, I had it right, Rachel Bennett. Cleveland Middle School, teaching social studies, Jeremiah Berkey. At Cleveland Middle School, teaching 6th grade, Madeline Dale. Cleveland Middle School, teaching math is Hannah Davis. Cleveland Middle School, teaching special education is Anthony DeLisi. Coming back to Cleveland Middle School in RBA is Coach Eric Frazier. And then at Cleveland Middle School, teaching 6th grade is Miss Sarah Weatherford. And then last but not least, teaching ELA at Cleveland Middle School is Candace Womack. So let's give these folks a round of applause. Get the board to take a picture. Thank you, guys, for choosing Cleveland City Schools. We appreciate you being here.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much, and thank you, Mr. Kaiser, for taking the time to recognize our new teachers. This time, we also want to recognize our Novice Teacher of the Year. So I'm going to ask Dr. Barnes if he would come up here with Miss Steeltrotter, and we will make sure we recognize Miss Steeltrotter tonight. We're very fortunate in Cleveland City Schools the last couple of years to have Novice Teachers of the Year. That is a new recognition that the state bestows on some of our teachers, and only 8 in the state of Tennessee are recognized. And we had the opportunity a week ago Friday to have that opportunity at the state to be recognized by TOSS and by the State Department of Education for Laura Steeltrotter to receive the award. And she received Novice Teacher of the Year, and she received a really nice award. And I asked her I wanted to see it again because it was Raider blue, and I didn't really get to see it that night. And so it's a really cool award. And so we just want to recognize her again with that and honor her and say thank you. We'll get a picture here. All right. Next is our recognition of SSC Gym Award recipient. And Jamie Nance is here with us tonight, so I'm going to ask her and Hal Taylor if they want to come up and share this presentation tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me a few moments of your time. So every year we award a Gym of the Year award for SSC in every account, and there's 5 pillars in order to be a gym. And GYM stands for Great Employees Make Magic. Those pillars are outstanding commitment to leadership, safety, customer service, work quality, attendance, and accountability. Our choice for our account Gym of the Year this year embodies all of these and more, and that is Miss Stacy Litton of Yates. So, why he fights with our balloons. Just a few words about Stacy. She's been with us since the start of our account in 2021. Over the years, I've watched Stacy grow in confidence with training and assisting other employees to grow in their roles as well. This year, I really she found her voice with helping conduct summer cleans. She probably waxed 90% of your schools single-handedly. She is a tremendous asset and just a person in life. You know, I love that she ends every shift with a famous "be safe" before she leaves the school. Mr. Casey Price couldn't be with us this afternoon, but he did give me a quote that he wanted me to share for you. Okay. He said, "This lady has been an incredible asset to our school. She comes in every day with a smile and immediately wants to help wherever she can. We had several instances where she's had to bring immediate attention to areas, and she does it all with grace and fine detail. She loves on our staff and even constantly checks up to see how others are doing. She is so valuable that during summer she's pulled to other schools to help direct other cleans, which makes her a value across the district, not just in Yates Primary." And with Stacy, I know. Stacy will also be in the running to receive our Regional Gym of the Award. So fingers crossed for that. But it's just an honor to know Stacy in work and in life. So congratulations.
All right, we'd like to ask Stacy to come up here and let's get a picture with the board, first of all, and Jamie. And then after we get a picture with her, it takes a team to work together and for these honors. So after we get a picture with Stacy and with her balloons, we're going to ask the rest of the SEC team that's here tonight to come up and join her in just a moment for a picture as well. All right. And then the rest of the SSC team, please join us there, and Jamie. Congratulations. Also, as we're transitioning, I would like to recognize Jamie Nance, too, just a shout out to her because we got an email that she is going to be recognized at the national level for the Impact SSC Employee of the Year in Orlando in October. And so we are proud of Jamie and her supervision and the honors that she received. And it's a good working relationship. And congratulations, Jamie, for the Impact Employee of the Year with SSC. Congratulations. At this time, our school spotlight for the evening is Ross Elementary, and Dr. Stone's going to come and share with us.
Good evening. Thank you for letting me come and share with you tonight. I feel like we've all just had a really long breakfast and conversation together. So I was making a joke, like we've only been in school for a few weeks. I don't really know what else we've done. So, but I do appreciate all of your support. I enjoyed every minute of breakfast last week. You know, every one of you was there, and that means so much to us just for you to come and spend that morning with us and listen to, you know, the things that are going on, spending time with our students. They still, even this morning, they were like, when are our friends coming back? So you are welcome absolutely anytime. We really, really enjoyed that time. For tonight, you know, I always feel like the story of our school is best told through our students. And so I told you a little bit last week, we have a tech team that has started, and one of our teachers, Jordan Reeves, is volunteering her time 2 times a week in the mornings to kind of teach them some things. And so they've put together a video for you about some things that are going on that I thought I would show.
Hi, my name is Adeline Richmond, and I'm a 5th grade student at E.L. Ross.
Hello, my name is Adeline Garrity, and I'm a 4th grade Ross Rocket.
Today we want to share some of the awesome things that are happening at our school. Project Launch helps all students at our school be better students and citizens because we focus on character building and how to be successful in the real world.
Each morning we discuss the Rocket 5.0, which has 50 missions to work on throughout the year. We take a character trait each month and work on practicing those missions. This month we are focusing on empathy.
I think one of the most important empathy mission is mission number 3.
This mission states when someone says hello or good morning, make eye contact and return the greeting. It is important because it means you are showing respect and active listening.
Good morning, Jack.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, Kellen. How are you?
Good.
Students in each grade will be working on different STEM projects throughout the school year to reinforce what we are learning.
In 4th grade, we have already participated in the Potato Olympics, where we learn about the Olympics and create our own potato Olympian to compete in outdoor STEM challenges.
Our school's tech team works on technology-related projects. We put together the school-wide daily announcements, slideshows for the lunchroom, as well as video projects.
We even created the video you are watching right now.
My teacher, Mrs. Reeds, was presented with the Don Goff Award earlier this school year. She was given $2,500 to help implement a STEM project that integrates the culinary arts into our fractions unit.
During the 24-25 school year, E.L. Ross partnered with Cleveland High School and hosted a family STEM night in the CHS Science Wing. High school students worked with students from our school to help bring science to life. We hope to continue this partnership for many years to come.
At Ross, we are continuing to participate in the school-wide daily math challenge called the Green Math Challenge. Last year, we were given money from the Bradley Cleveland Public Education Foundation to help purchase a program called Reflex. This program helped everyone in our school became much confident in their multiplication facts. I think I did really well at TCAT last year because with the help of the Green Math Challenge.
We have been able to enjoy some on-campus field trips to the annex, which you probably know as the old AOB. Our school is very excited to have this extra space available for special projects such as the 4th grade food truck presentations.
We've also hosted guest speakers in the annex, and sometimes we even get to work with small groups in this fun new place.
We love our principals, and here are some reasons why. They
I
are
paid
nice,
them for this.
helpful, respectful, supportive, and hardworking. And these are just some examples of why we love our principal. And a big thanks to our principals for letting us do this.
It's going to be another awesome year. Our school is awesome.
I have the best job in the whole world. That's who I get to hang out with every day. Do you all have any questions for us or anything?
No questions, but the breakfast was so nice, and the students were so polite. The little guy, maybe Everett, I'm not sure, said, "Oh, can I show you to the library where we're having breakfast?" And he was just so polite, and they were just a joy.
Thank you. We love them. All right. Well, thank you so much for letting us share.
Thank you, Dr. Stone.
All right, board. Next item agenda we have is first reading of policies, and I'm going to turn to the ladies here for talking about the policies.
Yeah, we only have two tonight, which is nice. The first one is 1.700. These are our district goals. These changes that were made are TSBA changes. When I read the whole thing, it doesn't really change in essence, but a lot of the wording is improved. And so these are our district goals. Do we have any questions or any concerns? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Policy 4.100. The only revision on this one is new state law required that we put in a definition of anti-Semitism. And so that was incorporated into this policy. Under the general statement. That was the only change that was made. And that was state law. Any questions, any concerns there? If not, I make a motion to approve these policies.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve policy 1.700 and policy 5.500. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, call the vote.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matt Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next agenda item is for Cleveland High School Special Education Teacher Position Request.
Okay, and for that, we do have a request to come before you tonight for an additional special education position to be added into the general budget this year as we continue to look at growth in special ed, but also we look at our federal budget in IDA. We continue to see that that is not growing. So one of the things, the challenges that we're going to face, and as we move ahead, we'll just have to be cautious of this, but we're going to need to be prepared to make a few adjustments potentially in the future for this cause. But for this year, we're coming at this time to alleviate a budget strain in the IDEA budget, the federal side of that. We're asking that we take care of one special ed position in the general budget that has been in the IDEA budget. So that is the proposal for a vote tonight.
Board members, you have any questions or comments?
Dr. Elliott, are we seeing an increase in special ed students in the high school? Is that why we're doing this?
Well, some increase, but also an increase in high needs related to some of the services that they are required to have. Potential growth continues to happen with those older students, as we mentioned, as organizations move into our community for that 18 to 22 age. So there is that, but this specific situation is just, a little bit of that growth, but also the tightening of the IDA budget right now. And that's what this one's specifically about. Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, as far as like the tightening of the IDEA budget, I mean, is that budget kind of set for the year? Like, do we know if there's going to be any additional movements or lack of funds coming our way?
Right now, I think it's set for this year. We'll analyze it as we go into the spring and budget preparation season and bring that back to you as a report. We're about, David, Dr. Stone's in the audience. I'm trying about 13,000. No, it was lower than it was last year. So we did have a reduction in that budget amount, and then also. Also with the raises of the people that are in that budget, that's where it pushed this one to need to come out of this budget. So as we anticipate budget development in the future, and with the potential of federal dollars that we need to really keep a watch on now, we'll just need to be really mindful of that as we create our general budgets for the federal budgets, not just IDA, but title budgets as well.
Yeah. Have they been communicating in enough time for us to make decisions?
Well, we've been alerted sometimes at the very last minute on things. As you recall, with the ESSER funds, the federal dollars, that was one evening just out of the blue. That on March 28th, we received that at 5 o'clock that afternoon and had no idea, and we already had our plans underway for ESSER dollars. So we hope that they'll heed and give us enough notice as preparations for the next federal budget is created and we go forward, but we will wait and see on that.
So for this request, Dr. Elliott, does that mean the budget shortage was the amount of a full-time person in its entirety?
Yes, it's a full-time person in its entirety with the benefits that go with that.
And so that does mean that this will be a neutral budget at this point, or will there be a plus as a result of moving this out of that IDA budget?
At this point, we will continue to review that. We're anticipating to try to be as neutral as possible, but we have to analyze that. The last reports that we've got, as I've shared with you, the closing out for June 30th, we've gotten the last couple of reports from the places that we needed, so we'll be able to finalize that. We'll have to come back if we do have to make any adjustments and amendments to that budget. And so we might have to look at areas such as a professional development line or something like that to make adjustments to accommodate for that. But we'll have to look at that when we have those finals, and we'll bring that back for an amendment if we need to.
So does that mean you're anticipating that still to be either neutral or a deficit still?
Yeah, it could be a slight deficit, so I don't want to lead you astray on that. We have to really analyze that closely and see. But we do have a couple of options that we can do to amend that, to accommodate for that if we need to. But for now, our goal is to bring it as neutral as we can for this year, and then but we'll bring that amendment as needed.
Any other questions or comments? All right, we have a proposal from Dr. Elliott for special education teacher position request for 25-26 school year on the table, and like to entertain a motion for this proposal.
I'll support that.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Call the vote, please.
Can you repeat who made the second?
Ms. Ingram.
Okay, Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matt Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
I'll just make one comment. With special education, unexpected things can happen at any time. It's hard to come up with a budget that you're sure of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is student data update.
For our student data update for our report as we begin the new year, I've asked Mr. Michael Cars to come and give us an update.
Good evening. Good evening, board. It's your exciting fall update as far as it goes for enrollment. You get to see me 3 times a year, enrollment, then data, and then my department update at the end. So it's always good to talk to you and good to see you and answer any questions you have. So I wanted to give you a quick update about the beginning of school from summer into the transition of the start of school. First of all, just letting you know that what our responsibilities are, just reminding you that we do all student information in our department and state reporting, assessments, all the data analytics and accountability. And I don't know if you've had a chance to meet the team yet, but Savannah Shell is fresh back from leave with her beautiful son now. So it's amazing to have her back. That was a tough few months there without her. She's a great asset. Kathy Blackner is an amazing database coordinator, all things technical when it comes to that. Kim Shea's kind of like the person we put out facing the public. She's amazing and kind and so patient with people as she helps them through things. And then we share with Dr. Raper, Karen Lynn as an administrative assistant. So just one thing off this slide I wanted to tell you, there's not detail on the slide about it, but I'm sure you've heard about the transition from EIS to TED's data system at the state. You might have heard that, or EdFi they might call it. Under our state reporting, I guess I'm asking for a little bit of patience this year. The state has changed their data system suddenly, I would say, and all districts are kind of struggling through that. So it'll be a little bit tougher to give you the most precise things like I normally like to bring you. So it's kind of like, I don't know if any of you have ever had a fraudulent charge on your credit card. One time I apparently bought a $500 wig in Florida and had to challenge that, and you have to close your card, right, when that happens. And that happened on the card that I pay all my bills with and then pay off every month. And I had to dig through all the things that you don't realize are connected to that. It's kind of like that. Them changing their system is kind of like us needing to change every credit card number and bank account we have and figure out the new places that everything comes from and goes to. So it's been an interesting challenge. We do get a little, Dr. Elliott gets a grade card on me every week right now. First one I made 100%.
Yeah, he did fantastic. I got a great report last week on Mr. Carson.
Bad news. I just got my second report. And
I saw that. I wasn't going to say anything
down
about
to a 98%, basically. So, but we're trying. The team's trying really hard. Just wanted to give you that background. If you hear that we're transitioning from EIS to what they're calling TEDS. Okay, so the story this year, really, if you look at the dashboard, I didn't really do a lot of blow-ups of it because everything's basically kind of running the same as it has as far as our percentages and our race, ethnicity, special ed, ESL, all those percentages are pretty stable. I'm always intrigued that we have more males than females significantly. That always intrigues me, but that has stayed the same as well. And you will see, and I'll bring this up here in the next slide, you'll notice that our kindergarten cohort is smaller than in the past. So that smaller kindergarten cohort down, quite a bit, significantly. For us, it's part of a nationwide trend. If I'm looking into it, it looks like the birth rate dropped during that 2020 year. And I do think that in checking around might be a problem that's going to happen to a lot of districts, that this cohort is not only smaller and the birth rate was lower that year for our kindergartners that are coming in now, but there's also this idea that some parents are redshirting, if that's a sports term, where they're going to hold back an extra year because they feel like their kids were born in the midst of COVID and don't have the skills to enter school. But that'll come to, we'll see on that one. Even since last week when I made the slide for you guys, we've had 10 more kindergartners enroll, net 10 positive. So it may be something that works itself out over time. Enrollments, we've had 650 new enrollments this year. We've had withdrawals and transfers stay pretty steady at about 570 have transferred out, but that's not unusual. That's about the same as it has been in the past. And then 155, these are kind of the ones you don't think about, all the transition and paperwork and records and things that we're able to save by having the system we do. They can pull those right up. But 155 students transferred between elementary schools, and that's pretty typical as well. Nothing out of the ordinary there. All right, you might have heard, hopefully you heard good things about this. This year we implemented a new form system for our returning students. So instead of what used to be called Power School Enrollment, we switched over to Power School's Forms product. I think we had a great success. If you look at the graph up in the top right, those are the first 13 days that forms are open, and we had almost 1,300 more people able to complete that than last year in the first 13 days. So that was kind of a metric I was watching to see how is this performing compared to the old product. To be a brand new product and people have no experience with it, and yet it outperformed what we had before, I feel like we had a good success. It was a series of 7 online forms, so we split the huge form up into each department had their own form, and everything kind of was a little bit more cohesive, and they moved from form to form. About 5,200 students and 36,000 forms, a lot of things to get done, but we were really proud. Dr. Elliott and Ms. Guerin were able to give me a couple of stipends to bring in Kim Shea and then Jessica Rodriguez from Stewart, if you know her. Is bilingual and amazing with parents and Power School. So we got 97, between those two and our department, we got 97% of people through that process before school even started. So we were able to hand over a much smaller amount to the schools to follow up with after that. Some of the reasons it was better, I think you could do it on the web or the mobile app. A lot of parents use the mobile app because you log into it, you never have to sign in. It just always does what it's supposed to. So I think that was a big part of it. Another one is that the teachers and admin, we can help someone over the phone using this product. So the old one, we had to get them into their account, which if you've ever worked with someone who's not able to get into accounts or might lose their password within 5 seconds, we don't have to worry about that. We'll say, let us walk you through it. We do it on the page for them and then submit it. So that was a big difference too. We also used talking points, which you've heard from ESL, and now we use district-wide. That helped us a bunch. And things that get uploaded now go straight into Power School. And you can just see that all of these things together, I think, made this product just hopefully work much better than in the past. And hopefully you didn't get any complaints or anything about it, and only heard good things. Now, what parents saw, I just put a snapshot in there for you to see that it's just a little more streamlined. It had a little more graphical, whether it was done, whether it was approved, whether it wasn't complete. So when people logged in, they saw the same thing, whether they're in the app or in the web portal. They knew exactly where they stood. This person, everything is submitted and approved. And then an example of just one of the forms and kind of how it's a little more streamlined, easy to read, easy to follow. All right, any questions about this year's enrollment, numbers, process, anything in general?
I want to go back to just kind of talk about growth in the school, if you can get some picture in there. I'm looking at your numbers for what's enrolled or what's transferred. Looks like a net growth of 100 students or so, but that doesn't take into account how many kids graduated versus how many kids came in kindergarten. Can you tell us where we are from a growth standpoint in the school system?
Well, yeah, I can give you some general numbers and then maybe follow up with something more specific. But with the kindergarten cohort being lower, significantly lower, it is causing our overall population to be less than last year. So that's kind of where we're at in a waiting pattern. You know, we had 10 kindergartners show up in basically 3 school days. So I think we're kind of playing like a wait and see on that. But that low cohort is causing us not to be at the same level we were last year. But like I said, we can dive deeper into that as we get a little bit farther in.
Michael, are we seeing any impact from the voucher program? Do we know any of our kids who are going to the private schools? Do we have any way to look at that?
Unfortunately, we really don't. And Dr. Elliott and I have talked about that quite a bit. We really are kind of flying blind in that area because they don't report back to the state and they don't report whether they're using a voucher. So and when you call, when people leave your school system, it's difficult, to follow up with a call and try to get them to answer it. So we really are kind of flying blind on that. So it's hard to give you anything that.
So if they enroll in a private school, they do not have to call Cleveland City to get any kind of records or anything.
They do. We always get a record they went to a private school. They have to report back, but we don't have any idea of if they're paying for it with a voucher or not. Right. Yeah, Miss Lynn that I put up on the slide, she helps me organize all of that homeschool and private school information. But we haven't yet seen an uptick in that number either. Just like Mr. Coleman telling me, it's just a kind of a wait and see. It takes a little bit longer into the school year to figure out trends like that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Back to your forms, do you believe that forms played a role in the in-person registration? Did it affect it positively or negatively? It's not a trick question. I just have an opinion.
For the in-person where they showed up at the school?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard from principals whether they saw that have an effect or not. I think most schools were doing events. We've tried to, over the years, separate the tedious form part from the fun, come learn about our school part. So, but I had not heard anything. Maybe Dr. Elliott had, but I didn't hear anything from principals saying one way or the other.
I just had a couple of passing comments, but I don't have an overall. That a couple of individuals in the offices were glad they were able to fill it out on the phone and help people out and complete it and walk them through that this year, and they appreciated that. So I don't know if that assisted in that process, even side by side in the front office or in the school when they were there needing that assistance as well.
Well, the reason why I asked that because I think this form is a direct result of better customer service. And at the high school, it was different this year. It was no lines essentially, and I was like, "What's going on here?" So it was a great experience, that I had firsthand. I didn't know if that was just unique to them or common, across the system. So.
Yeah, I mean, I walked over and saw the high school, and the volume of people was less, and so if that's the point you're making, I think it took the tedious forms part out a little bit and let people actually focus on the other parts, the in-person part. So.
Yeah, I'll just echo that too from a parent perspective. There, I expedited the line. It was fabulous. Went straight to get the iPad, and that process went really well for me as with wearing the parent hat there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think most everything I saw, I can't speak to the fun things they get to do. I work in all the operations that aren't always so fun, but that part we're trying to take more and more off the school's plate.
Thank you.
I have two questions. I would love to know the number or percent of students that left Cleveland City for a private school. You know, I know we might not know whether there's a voucher, but there probably is. So I would just love to know that number at some point. And I also have a question about third grade. Have you seen a change in third grade enrollment in the last year or 2 years?
No, your first question, I'll definitely get, we've looked at that a little bit, and so I'll make sure to get that for you and Dr. Elliott to get to you. But the third grade, we have not over time. I don't think that became the enrollment problem. You know, there were, I don't want to get into 10 theories of what all third graders were going to do, but there were a lot of discussions about would that hurt us, but we really haven't seen that.
Yeah, I know I've heard a couple of third grade teachers, not here, who've said that their classrooms seem less populous, and some parents have said they're going to homeschool their child so that they don't have to go through the third grade retention. And I didn't know if that was anything that we had seen here.
That's always been one of the 10 kind of things people have talked about, but I think overall very few students are ever affected by the law. Good. So
thanks.
I haven't seen that. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Cars.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Michael, thank you for what you do. I know this is way out of my, as you well know, of what I really understand as far as a lot of the computer kind of stuff. But just thank you for you and your team and for what you do to keep us abreast of our enrollment and what's happening.
Of course, no problem.
Very important.
Thank you.
And as we do transfer, I will say, again, shout out to Mr. Cars and his team, because, again, the state is providing reports on how this transition goes between Power School and the state database. And we absolutely want to get this number right because it affects all the funding by every student and the type of student in every cell. So I appreciate Michael and his team for what they do to make sure every data point is correct. So thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have the student representatives update, and I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Hakes.
Hello, my name's Lily Hakes. I'm the student representative, and this will be my first report on what's going on at Cleveland High School from the student perspective. So, first we'll start with sports. Football season is the main thing going on right now. We started our season at the 21st of August with our first home game being against Walker Valley. And then this last Friday we played at McMinn, and this Friday we will play against Tullahoma. And alongside them, just besides the football team, shouting out the cheer and dance teams and the marching band, who just really create that environment, especially in the stadium. It's really nice. And additionally, both volleyball and golf teams are in full swing right now and are doing quite well. So. And then continued is cross-country season is also going well. They started off their season with the Magnum Mile up in Chattanooga, where senior Lucy Hearn placed 4th overall for high school runners, and senior Elisha Langford placed 5th for all high school boys. And additionally, we had our first 5K race up in Chattanooga again at Woodland Park, and senior Lucy Hearn won her race, won the girls' race, and Noah Dykes won the boys' race. And then their band is starting their competition season soon. Their upcoming performances are on the 18th. They will have their preview show for the parents at CHS, and then they will be going to Clinton High School and perform at the homecoming game. And yeah, that's all the events happening this month with bands. Their show is really good this year. And then the theater department at CHS, they are doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for their fall play. Their performances will be at the end of the month on the 25th, 28th, 29th, and the 30th. And then HOSA is hosting a blood drive on September 18th in support of pediatric cancer. There's also a competition between all the schools in the county, so we kind of have to win. And additionally, to help support Paxton Mullins and his family with pediatric cancer, our business department has made a T-shirt that is being sold to help raise money also for him and his family. And also, SGA, Student Government Association at Cleveland, they're hosting their elections for the next officers, or the next grade level representatives. And campaigning is going on this week, and the elections will be on Friday with the announcements in the afternoon. And everyone's favorite topic, cell phones. So we heard from, I have to agree with it's gotten better. And talking to other students, it's taken some time to adjust, definitely. It's not something, that's super exciting that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be off my phone. But people have gotten used to it. It's become more normal and routine. And it's created a lot of deeper connection with people. And they've said they enjoy going to school. They're able to talk to more people, talk to people they've never met, because now they have to be attentive in class. And I think not having my phone in class as well helps me, at least me, and I'm sure other students, to focus better in class and not have kind of all those distractions, but really be able to work one-on-one with the teacher and one-on-one and kind of like communicate within the classes. Yeah, and thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments?
I'd just like to say that Lily knocked it out of the park on the radio after last board meeting. She did a great job representing us well.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have a facilities update.
The Facilities Committee met last week and is bringing one recommendation to the board, to the full board for a vote. The Booster Club for the high school baseball team is asking for permission to paint the press box Raider blue.
Press box, and I'm not sure if they decided on I know they were talking about the back wall behind the home plate, and that might be the case as well. Yeah, I believe that's the case.
You're correct, yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So those are the two places that I know. So that's what the committee we talked about last week.
So this is coming as a recommendation from the Facilities Committee, is that correct?
Correct.
With this recommendation from the Facilities Committee, we don't need a first, but we need a second. So we have this motion on the floor. Have a second. Call the vote, please.
Okay, can you repeat who made the second?
Miss Riggins.
Okay, Matt Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a legislative update.
I have no update, but I do want to remind everybody of the meeting at Tyner next Thursday at 4:30, and I guess right after our mini retreat, we'll go on down as a group. Or
Yeah, for those who want to travel as a group, I'll be happy to drive, and we can go down go to Tyner in a group, or if you want to drive on your own for your schedule purposes, we can definitely, we'll be prepared for that though.
Ladies, I had sent you guys a text message if y'all want to all ride together. I'll drive to Tyner.
I have to be there a little early, but I'll see if I can work that out.
Well, yeah, and we'll ask Alicia here to help us out, coordinate that a little bit too. Okay.
Well, I don't know what to think about that. The ladies got an invite and the guys didn't. All right, we don't have anything else on our agenda. Do you have any comments, board members? All right, so are there any opposition to adjourning this meeting? Cleveland City Schools Board of Education meeting will be adjourned at 6:35.